All right, everybody, welcome back to one of the most lengthy chapters of the walkthrough. It is chapter 17 of my full platinum walkthrough for Crimson Desert. And just bear with me here, actually, literally. But yeah, today it's going to be an up and down chapter. You're going to be struggling, you're going to be frustrated, you're going to have some fun and exciting to explore the world more. But it's going to be all over the place, I promise you. You're going to go through a whole array of emotions. And when it's all over, you're going to be very proud of yourself that you have all the Sealed Abyss artifacts, and you're going to have a bunch of fast travels opened and other rewards along the way. Given my bear helmet, you'll get that as well. But today is going to be a bit of a challenge, but it is definitely a necessary evil, and it's one of those things where you just have to kind of knock it out. But I wanted to say, if you're struggling to get all this or you're burned out on it, feel free to go to the next chapter and then kind of come back to this one over the next couple chapters. I wouldn't wait too long, but I'm just letting you know, if you're like, I can't do all 70 in one chapter, that's fine. You know, just break it up into a couple sections or something like that. But anyways, with all that out of the way, I want to say, if you can get through Pailune and you can get through parts of Delesyia, it's all going to be much easier from that point forward. And with that, let's begin the final stretch of our Sealed Abyss artifacts with our foreshadowing quote, which is, "Success is not achieved by simply starting, but by persistently finishing what you started." And we are certainly going to finish what we started today. So welcome to chapter 17. Now, of course, we got to give Chuck his daily attention here. And I also want to point out that I completed one of the artifact challenges in the last video, but I never actually showed it since I edited out a lot of my fighting in that last chapter. And so at one of the locations when there was a bunch of bandits on it, I just happened to get this one complete. And I wanted to just make a note of it so you guys know I did the overwhelming /1, which was very simple. Just hit 3 people with your Darkbringer sword while under 50% health. Very simple, especially at that one location. There was like 9 armies of bandits on it. I found that one to just happen randomly. I didn't even try to go for it. So I'm assuming you'll have an easy time with that one as well. And that's the only challenge I've done that I haven't actually shown yet. So I just want to point that out before starting today's video. And with that, we are ready to set off into the world. So starting from camp, I've planned out our first leg of our journey. It's going to be all the way up north in Pailune, right here. So just teleport to this nexus, and then we're going to head kind of in a southern path here around the bandit camp and to our red X, and that'll finish off that little slice of the map. And while we're teleporting, we have 70 of the 141 artifacts at this point, so we are exactly halfway. And there's a couple that are a little bit more difficult. Some have bandits like you saw in the last chapter, which are a little bit more challenging, but some of these have like a boss fight associated with it, or they're just in a very difficult area. So I'm going to save the more difficult ones for the end of the chapter and focus mostly on just getting the normal ones. One of our first ones here in this area is going to have a massive bandit camp near it. So we'll have to sneak in there a little bit. Whoa there, Cliff. All right, so it's just down ahead. Whoops. Right below me. So right here, you'll find our first artifact. Right there. All right, and I'll try to show my map a little bit more since this area is foggy and we haven't cleared it with the bell tower. Unfortunately, we just can't clear it with the bell tower until much later, so we'll have to just hold off. But the good news is you'll naturally clear it by moving around for the artifacts, and you'll have a lot more of it clear than you might expect. So that's the good news. But now we're heading to my green mark. It's so pretty in this area. Actually, hold up. This isn't where I was going to do it, but it might be a great spot with this path right here for the 50-meter dash. Let's see, how high up can I get? We just have to slide for 50 meters. Let me see if I can do it. Oh, dang. There might be too many edges. Yeah, there's too many edges. All right, well, we tried. Well, this chapter's a failure. Oh, well. Well, time to call it a day. Yeah, I wanted to start with the mountain region just to get the hard part and the like climbing sections out of the way, because the eastern side of the map in the desert area is so much easier. They're more spread out, but you know, it being a flat area for the most part, it's so much better to navigate. Just like how I'm sure you notice a big difference between the ones in Hernand and like the ones in Dominus. cliff. Oh my god, I'm just trying to stand. Okay, well that's not working. I'm too close to the wall. Oh, we're almost up. I just want to be able to fly there. Sometimes the path in life isn't the easiest, but it is rewarding. Okay, so we are heading kind of down behind the castle. There is a bandit camp right below us, so just kind of hang to the left here and follow the valley through the trees. Try to sneak around this group and then head up the hill a little bit to avoid anybody on the actual road. Just cut the middle here between the enemies. This will give us a nexus portal for whenever we're ready to come clear out this bandit camp. There we go. And we can clear off that marker. So now we're heading to this green one, and then there's a nexus. I can't remember which one's which, but there's a nexus and an abyss marker right beside each other. And then this camp is massive. It's like this whole area. And so what we're going to have to do is come in from the northern side and sneak in that way. Otherwise, you're going to have about 7 billion enemies on you. What's up, fellas? I was thinking a really good menu addition to this game would be the markers. And I think like above where it says the day and the time, they could have like the little color markers and then have the distance to each marker just listed right to the left of that maybe. Or even the closest marker could show up with a separate distance meter. But that way I can like see the amount of space I have to go. Otherwise, it's like kind of a tedious thing to have to check your map and look and like, oh, I am closer, you know? But that was just an idea. And if Pearl Abyss, if you happen to be watching, because you definitely need to have this walkthrough Pearl Abyss, because I'm sure you don't know this game very well. I mean, sure, you made it, but do you even know the game? That'd be funny if like the people that made it have to watch a walkthrough for their own game. That'd be kind of funny. They're like, shit, I forgot everything at this point. Okay, so this one's right here. Just like so. We can clear off that marker, and we can head up the hill for the Nexus. Now, there are some bandits here. These are not the bandits I'm talking about, though. They're just some other bandits. What's up, Moose? That's cool, running with the moose. I haven't come into it from this direction, so I'm hoping that I'll be able to fly to it, maybe. I think I'm just coping with what I have to do here, but... Oh, shit. Where did you guys come from?
I'll break you in two.
These are just random bandits? Oh, okay, well... Clothesline skill has been learned. I don't know what I did. I will say, though, I was going to point this out in a minute, but the clothesline skill... I usually get it when I'm sneaking in for this other abyss. Anybody that attacks you, they most likely will use that. So I was going to point it out in a second, but that works too, guys. So GG's. But yeah, the clothesline skill, it's part of our like armed combat or unarmed combat. But yeah, I guess that works. Thanks for randomly attacking me, everybody. Now let me kill these guys. I'll just edit this out now. Okay, I took him down. And I'll be honest, I did die. I was looking at something else on the challenge list, and I ended up getting absolutely smacked down. But you might want to loot these guys, because they do tend to have better loot. Since we're in Pailune, the bandits will have better stuff. Plus, you have a chance of getting a bear mask. And I don't know if I got one or not, but we'll see in a second. Did we or did we not get a bear mask? They dropped pretty generously. Oh yeah, hey, black bear gas mask. So you want to hold on to that. I'll throw it on for the shits and giggles of this chapter. So yeah, we look like a madman with eclectic armor, I'll say. It's not mismatched, it's eclectic. But okay, grab this Nexus if you didn't. No worries if you didn't get the mask, you'll get it later. It's kind of like that other gas mask where it just drops frequently. So, just something to have. But okay, so now we are going to head into the map. We're heading for this green one, and it's probably a little bit more south, but it's on the road. If you see the road right here, it's right on the V, but there's a lot of enemies patrolling this camp. So do your best to sneak in there and grab it. It's a pretty challenging one. Okay. Love those mushrooms. Gotta love them. So there's our first little horde of people. I'm swinging as far left as I can until I get aligned with the marker. You'll have to just kind of play it by ear and see where the bandits are, and then just try to sneak in there if you can. Whoa, 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 Cliff, whoa, whoa. Okay, so now that the map is more clear, I can probably show you. Yeah, it's going to be like right here probably. Yeah, you see it up ahead? It's right there. Treat this very seriously. As long as I can grab it without being spotted, give myself enough time to get it. I think we've done it. I think we've done it. Come on. Stowed. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, that is a challenging little one to grab. You see how massive this camp is? It's like sprawling. Okay, so now that we've gotten that one, now we're heading to my next marker, which is south of here. So we're just going to head to the tan one, and then we're going to hit the red X. So if you can get through that, that's the harder part of our start of our chapter. It wasn't too bad, honestly. If you come in from this side, if you come in from the southern side where we're heading now, you're going to have a much more difficult time, I imagine. Every time I've tried to do it that way, it's just not working. But yeah, this camp just keeps going and going. I mean, it's huge. But Pailune is an area we go later on. You might could tell, since it's the only bell tower we haven't cleared, and that's tied to the storyline. So make it to the road right here, and it's going to be right here. Gosh, I wish I could just stow it the second I pick it up. All right, so follow the road here. And it'll take us to our location. This was a tough chapter to get, like, efficient since, what the hell? Stop! Camera, stop! Jesus. Camera! My God. Dude, it doesn't have to lock on. Okay. Okay, game. Yep, that's perfect. Just what I wanted. Game, can I at least move my character? Is that allowed? Holy crap. It just, like, flipped my camera completely around. It's like, you wanted to fight this guy, right? Oh my God. Okay, I edit out this fight. Okay, it was only a handful. There's two more here, so I'll show myself fighting these guys just in case you want to see how difficult they might be. They're not too bad because we have better gear than they expect us to have. As long as I don't have to fight one of the, like, heavier mini-boss area people. But okay. So I think it was 6 enemies in total that attacked me right there. Unfortunate that I triggered the enemies on the road. Like, it's all about time of day, too. But yeah, feel free to loot these guys if you have to kill anyone. Okay, we're getting out of here. Holy shit. I'm just going to hide on this bridge for a second and plan out our next route. Okay, there is a nexus here that I wanted to grab, but I don't... If it's not worth it, if there's too many bandits over here, I'm just going to turn around, but I did want to at least try. Should be okay. I think if I just run for it, I can get it. Get on the platform, Cliff. Oh, please tell me I can teleport. Please tell me. Ah, it triggered the fight. All right, well. Okay, well, I'm just going to get out of here. And then once I clear out, like, once I get away from danger, I'm going to teleport back to just anywhere, really. I just want to get out of this whole area. There's too many... Well, that works, too. You know, sometimes that's the easiest route, just to die. So I'm just going to revive a checkpoint. I'll teleport to the closest nexus, and then we'll pick up from there. Okay, now that we're done with that nightmare of a bandit section of the game, we can just teleport to this nexus right where we started. And there's a nexus up ahead and also one more artifact in this region, or in this little small section of the game. Okay, I love this backdrop right here. It's such a cool backdrop. But yeah, from our nexus here, we can head down the mountain. Get out of these snow-covered mountains, you know? Eventually get our stamina back, maybe, if we're lucky. There we go. Okay, now into the Redwood Forest. I don't think we've been in this area at all. Like, not even a little bit. It's hard to remember everything I've done versus what I've shown. But, yeah, I mean, I guess it's unfogged on our map, so we're definitely okay. Actually, let me look at the map real quick. It's hard. I want to show it with the unfogged. Okay, so it's super close. I was almost dead on, but it's going to be right up there. Just follow the road. Why is there always, everywhere I go, there's just bandits? So you'll see the artifact was shown. Okay, well, I'll edit out the tree people. Okay, I've killed most of them. I didn't want to liberate this just yet, but I just wanted to kill enough to where I can sneak up on the artifact itself. And in case you haven't noticed, whenever you're crouched, is this guy for real? He's not even on the map? Are we for real? Okay, that guy's dead now. I was going to say, when you're crouched, it'll show you if they're looking at you or not. And you can tell if they're locked on, if they're aggroed or whatever, but only when you're crouched. There we go. I only had to kill like maybe 10 of them, and my strat here, by the way, was when I got through the log... Okay, they just keep popping up. But when I got to the log, I came up here, and you can fight right here on this rock and kind of lure them. And then if you get in trouble, just kind of fall back, and then you can just tackle like 1 or 2 out here in this back area until eventually you get enough cleared to be able to pick up the artifact. Okay, so now I'm heading up here for an Abyss Nexus. Fortunately, I don't have to go back through that town the same way. Oh my god. Was I really this dumb? Did I really just run into this? I wasn't even looking. Yeah, Pailune is punishing. It definitely punishes you. I wanted to get the shittier, like, locations done first. Just like the worst parts of this area. Okay, now I'm going to de-aggro, and then we'll move on to our next spot. Okay, so now that we've picked up this nexus and I've de-aggroed, you'll see that this has popped up on our screen as well. That's a mission that we have to do later. But since we've seen the camp, it'll trigger that mission. But yeah, from this nexus, we want to head south to here. So we're just going to head to our nexus right here. And then we're going to grab this one and then move up north and kind of tackle the next section of Pailune. Okay, now we're back to where this camp was, so try to get out of here quickly. And just head to the river until you catch the road. And we want to follow our road as much as possible. Let me double check that I am on the right road, though. Yeah, follow this road all the way up to our X.
Yeah.
It'll be easier than going around the mountains. We're going through the mountains.
Yeah. Ho.
And then take the right fork. And right again, up all the way up here.
Yeah.
Okay. There it is. I keep trusting my markers and not my visuals sometimes. It's hard to guess in the fog where to put that marker. So anyways, all right, now we're heading to our next marker, and I should be a lot more accurate given the fact that it's cleared for the most part. But yeah, we can just follow this road all the way over to the red marker. Come on, Huspia.
Get going. Hiya.
Yeah, I would actually follow the road.
Yeah. Ho.
As annoying as it is.
Hiya.
But at least you're through the worst bandit camps for now. We still have some tricky ones, but for the most part, it's over. The like the difficult parts of the bandit, like looting them underneath the noses of a massive fort, is not easy. It's kind of fun though. I guess it's more enthralling than you know, picking them up off the side of the road and a farmer waving to you and offering you, you know, eggs and bacon or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're in the redwood forest, so it's pretty cool.
Ho.
So we just need to cross the river now. Try to avoid anybody. Just gonna park her over here, get her out of the way. There's no shot they saw me. There's no way. There's no way they've... Oh! How do they not see me? How do they not see me? Holy shit. Oh, he saw me. Oh, damn it. Thought maybe I could let them go. Alright, well, I'm just going to pull them away and kill these couple, and then we can grab the artifact. Okay, I think I can stealth it from here if I'm quick. Just need to hurry. There we go. Alright. Now we're good with those guys. We're almost out of the bandit territory, I promise. Our next few stops are going to be up here, and we're going to follow the river south to a nexus. I kind of guessed where they're at, but they're pretty close. And then our other one, our next, we have an abyss artifact on the X, and then one on the red one, and then this is a nexus. So let's try our best here to get the fuck away from these people. I don't really love the redwood forest in this game. It's full of death and betrayal. When I went in real life, it was very peaceful and actually pretty cool. And very little death, actually. Hurstfield, what are we doing? Yeah, not little, very little death, actually. It was something I noticed.
Faster! Hiya!
Oh my goodness. Hurstfield, run. It's because it's nighttime. I just have more shit on me. Maybe do this in the daytime if you're a little stressed with the amount of people. Just gonna leave these guys be. Ooh, big jump, Hurstfield. Nice.
Yeah.
Dude, why does everybody got to be patrolling right here, right where I'm trying to go? Okay, let me remove the X so I can see a little bit clearer now. Okay, I've placed the marker on where I need to go, but as you can probably tell, there's a decent amount of enemies chasing me, because of course there are. It's right there on that podium in front of us, but I've got 3 hordes coming at me. Great. Alright, well, you know the drill. I'm going to edit out, and I'm just going to de-aggro, and I'll see you when I get to the podium. Even the moose are running. This is my current status right now. I'm hiding because even more hordes decided to start patrolling. After killing a number of them, you could still see just how many are in this area. It might be smart, honestly, to make it daytime. You'll have less patrols. It'll still have some, but it won't be as bad. But yeah, I just wanted to show, like, this is what this one's going to look like. You can keep to the grass here. This tall grass will hide you. Of course, they all decided to have a powwow right beside my artifact there. But I'm trying to get on the backside here, and I'm just waiting for one of the patrols to leave, and then I'm going to sneak in and grab it. Okay, here's our window. They all went their separate ways for a second. Enough time for me to grab this. All right, we did it. Hell yeah, guys. Hell yeah. All right, let me get out of that area for just a second. And now on the map, what we're doing is we are heading south to this tan mark right here. So just call Hurstfield and just ride through. Yeah, man, yeah, I just really hate Pailune. We're not supposed to be here, to be fair. So, I mean, you're going to feel under-leveled or just underprepared, but that's kind of natural given the fact we're not supposed to be over here. But I really like going places I'm not supposed to, you know?
Yeah.
Plus, I'd rather get all the artifacts. All right, I got to get off here. Climb this rock. Yeah, I need sort of tall grass. As long as you're not spotted first, you should be okay. Actually, hang on. I gotta check my map again. I might have marked the wrong spot. There I go again, checking. I gotta check my actual map, not my marker. Yeah, I was close. I guessed right here instead of right here, so it's just up ahead. I'm just gonna run for it. Oh, there's a gap. Get out of the camp, Cliff. There we go. All right, I should be able to grab the Nexus before they kill me. There we go. Okay. Cross the bridge, and then we're heading over to my red marker. So over in this general area. Fortunately, we're back to townspeople now, so I'll ease up on you guys for a little bit, because I know that that's kind of crazy. But pat yourself on the back, because you did it. Okay, and now it's in this spot. Yeah, right there. There we go. Okay, so with that one, we are not done with Pailune, but as far as the map goes, we have completed like this region. This is like the redwoods, so that's pretty much done now. So thankfully, that's like, to me, that's one of the harder spots in terms of like bandit camps, because you can see every single camp is overrun by bandits, and the environment makes it tough. But congratulations on making it that far. Okay, so now we're gonna head pretty far north, and I tried to scout out if there was a way I could get into the city just a second ago, but I can't. You have to beat Chapter 7. I was gonna see if I could cheese it, but unfortunately, we cannot get in there just yet, or at least I'm not aware of a way to get in at the moment. But there's a massive castle there, and that's kind of why everything's overrun. But I don't want to spoil the story or anything like that. But just head up this riverside all the way, and then we're going to cross kind of up here, and that'll be on the back side of that massive city. So, yeah, just do that. Yeah, if you try to get into the castle, they'll, like, straight up kick you out. Are we for real right now? Okay, let's try that again. You can climb over mountains, but you can't get out of a dirt hole, Herspia. What are we doing? What are we doing? Okay, grab this nexus right here. Well, try to. There we go. And now you can get over this red gate by just launching yourself over it. You might get a little bit hurt, but it's not too bad. Just a little sliver, a little flesh wound. Just lock on the very top and then just launch yourself. Yep, see, I just got a little bit of scratches. We're okay, though. Cliff has been through worse, I promise you. All right, we can just follow the water's edge. Yeah, you can see the castle. It looks sick at night. It's got that red lighting. Very ominous. You might have noticed the detail in the area as well. There's in the surrounding villages, they have like trees with bodies being hung around them and stuff. So it's definitely an ominous area when they got red lighting and everything. Not an area that we're gonna head to. That's more chapter 7, if I remember correctly, is when we see what's going on there. But for now, just take in the right side of the river. We're on the right side of the river right now, both literally and figuratively. Okay, so you might want to cross here. I'm just going to show the map real quick so you can get an idea of where I'm at. So anywhere in this general area that you want to cross is completely fine. So since the rocks over here are nice and close by, I'm just going to leap. There we go. And we need to get up the hillside here. Yep. It's going to be faster on foot. Yeah, think of Pailune as like the bad guy's village. Like, It's where all the bad guys are. So it's just over here. So it's right there. But of course, you know the deal. Gotta get away from the bad guys for them to leave us alone. Okay, some more editing coming your way. Okay, I think this is my moment. Oh, shit, there's a guy. I think this is it, though. Shh. Everybody, shh. Everything's fine. Get to the grass. Get to the grass. Everything's fine in the grass. Nobody can hurt us in here. Everything's going fine. Everything's fine. This isn't like the 7th time I've tried to pick this up. No, no, no. Stow it. Perfect. Let's go. Okay, get out of here. Cross the river back to where we came from. And we can disappear like Batman. I am not about to drown, game. Okay. I was about to say, if it drowns me right there, I would have been so mad. Okay, so from where I just landed here at the edge of the river, right by these logs, there is a nexus right beside us, but just ignore that for now. That one's covered in those mossy creatures, and I'm sure you're sick of dealing with enemies. So now we're just going to follow the right side of the river, and there's going to be a road that crosses like right up here. So we can just follow the road up into the red X. We successfully made it out of Paylune's bandit hellscape. Now we can go to northern Pailune, which is really just like mountains and different areas. If you remember, we got our sword, the Darkbringer, from up this way. It's not our last time fighting bandits for what we're after, but that was, I would consider, like the more shittier spot of our collecting items. So across this little bridge, and then our next one is much easier to grab. Okay, I was a moron and I just drove right into those bandits that were crossing the road. But yeah, just wait till you have an opening, because it is RNG a little bit on who's patrolling and when and how. So hopefully you can grab that one. That one's not too bad, actually. It's just mainly just RNG. I've been having the worst luck tonight. This has taken like 4 hours, maybe even longer at this point, for me to record just the handful that I've shown. But I have had the worst luck. I had audio issues where I lost half my recording. I had to restart the chapter. I've had a number of problems. But mostly the bandits are what's really got me up in arms right now. Because it's like, I expect the ones that are at forts. But why am I also getting just horrible patrol RNG? But, you know, lesson learned. Maybe don't do it at night. Okay, let me show my map. So there is a thing back here. We can swing around and grab that. I just wanted to get out of that area.
Yeah.
Wait. It is this way, right? Yeah. No, because why not? Let's put more enemies right here. This is what I mean, guys. This is what I mean. I don't know if I pissed off Pearl Abyss or what. Like, they hate me right now. Like, even on a Nexus portal, there's going to be a mini boss. The people on the map that are, like, red stars are the more difficult enemies. And, yeah, I don't know. This area is lurking with lots. But, man, hopefully you don't have the spawn luck that I'm having. I've lost my voice. I'm at this point. Like, I've been recording so long. But, okay, let's get across the river and down to our green marker. And there's a road there that connects with this road. So let me just go in that general area. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Let's get our stamina back before we jump in the water. Since Cliff is not the best swimmer. Almost, Cliff. Almost. Wonder if I can just launch myself all the way up. Nice. Try to run up this little edge here. All right. Man, yeah, I'm losing my voice. Not ideal. Cliff, please run. We're trying to make it to this nexus right here. There we go. And now we need to keep following the road down. Uh-oh. Hold on. Okay, sorry about that. My headset broke, if you'd believe it. Not broke, but the sometimes the Bluetooth will disconnect and then it like does this obnoxious buzzing. It's just like it's crazy. So yeah, just add it to the list of bad RNG. Clearly, Pearl Abyss does not want me showing you the locations of these items too soon. They're like, this guy's got all the locations? No, don't let that happen. Yeah, we'll get every single one except for, I think it's definitely one that we can't get. The other ones, I'm just not sure if time is going to let us get every single thing, but yeah, there's a few like in the game that you're just like not supposed to get until the main missions, basically. So up ahead, you'll see it right here, straight ahead. I don't believe my eyes. We finally picked one up that's not being bombarded. There we go. And now we can just head kind of up the road again to our next location. So just keep following the road, and there's going to be a nexus kind of off the road to the right. So we'll call Herspia for this one. What? Okay, Herspia, holy shit. Let's glitch into the rocks, Herspia. There we go. We did it. Finally, we did it. We did it. Oh my goodness. We're done with that area. Okay, so I was a little bombarded there earlier, so now I want to teleport back. It should be de-aggroed on all that. So I'm going to head back to this one, and there's one kind of nearby this Nexus portal, just south of it. Okay, now this one is straight across. Now, it's going to be a pain in the ass to get if you just go straight across. I mean, you're welcome to try to kill everybody if you want, but that's a nightmare. So I'm going to take the path of least resistance. It's still going to have to be a little bit sneaky, but I'm going to go wide and just loop around on the lower side here. And hopefully you can not aggro anybody. I'm just going to run to this mountain over here until I can de-aggro. It's on that part of the road. Go over the thing. And I'm gonna try to get over here now. I want to be like right above it so I can just fly in on it. So climb like your life depends on it. It kind of does. We're just waiting for the music to chill. Okay, up here should be good. Now, I'm going to show you where it's at. So it's right there. And what you're wanting to do is hang out here like Batman, waiting for crime. And once they all de-aggro, wait for a gap in the patrols. And so if you get a good gap, fly in as fast as you can, pick it up. Hopefully you can stow it, and then you'll be okay. Because all you have to do is pick this thing up. You don't have to do anything extra. But see, we got a group coming in from here, and we got these guys right here. I need the ones in the middle, because if they're like right about there, you should have enough time if you're on the ground already. But yeah, I'm just going to cut, because this might take a second. I'm going to cut until I have the right gap, and then I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, I've waited maybe 30 seconds since I said I was going to cut. If that gives you an idea of where I'm at. I'm just going to dive bomb. Let go of the thing. Oh my god, pick it up. So yeah, that'll give you enough time. There we go. And now you can get out of here. Back to our normal spot. Ah, I almost made it before the music. Yeah, okay. Well, I'm going to de-aggro, and then I'm going to teleport back to that other nexus. All right, so now we're just heading north up the road, just cross over the river, and it'll be on the road kind of around this general area.
Faster!
I strongly welcome the non-hostile enemies.
Hiya! Easy.
All right, so it's right ahead. Cliff, come on. There we go. Okay, on to the next one. All right, so I know you might not believe me, but this is the last one of the Pailune area. I promise. We're almost done with this. We're going to move on to the other side of the map after this. So we're going to head over here to this X from our nexus here. And then we can say the goodbyes to Pailune for a little bit. Get into the open world of Delesyia and the Crimson Desert. And the places that are not going to kill us every time we try to pick up an artifact. Just flew right over that thing. That was crazy. What's up, deers? Okay, now that I'm on the road. Oh, I'm sorry. I scared him. Okay, now that we're on the road, it's like right here. Yeah. Oh boy, we scared the merchant. I didn't mean to do that. All right, we did it. Cave exploration log is complete. All right, now it might be a good idea to head back to camp if you guys want to re-up on any health items after that nightmare of a situation. Okay, for our next stop, we're heading all the way over to Delesyia. I've got the route planned out here, and we're going to head to this teleporter here. And then we'll head a little bit south and then head up the coastline. Okay, starting here at the nexus here, we're going to head south, just up the hill here. I ended up going to sleep and my voice is better a little bit now. I think I just hit a wall. It got to be like 6 a.m. or something, and so I finally got some sleep. So I'm refreshed and rejuvenated now. Okay, so here we go. Yeah, Pywel, or not Pywel. That's the name of the whole area, but what you call it? Pailune. That really took it out of me. But you see, we drew a big circle around it, so we at least are done with that area for now. But yeah, that really took it out of me. You know when things just aren't going your way, and it gets to be too late in the night, and you're just like, all right, we got to make a decision here. So, yeah, no, I feel a lot better now. But anyways, grab that one, and now we're going to head to the green marker just up north. Wait, Persephone, what are you doing over there, you silly goose? Get over here. I'm not walking to you. Yeah, a lot of the artifacts on this half of the map, they're more spread out, but it's easier to ride between them. You know, I don't have to worry about nightmares happening every 2 seconds. I mean, there's still bandits, but it's a lot more manageable. All right, this one's right here. There we go. And now we can head to our tan marker just over to the left. Okay, at least you're in the right direction this time, Hurst. Whoa. Okay, that was on me. I got a little too excited to get on my horse. I love the railroad track in this game. It's such a cool, like, I don't know, just addition to whatever you want to call that. Yeah, ignore that nexus. That's got all those plants things on it, so I'm just gonna skip those for now. All right, grab this sealed abyss. And now what we need to do, you can go up and around if you want to cross that way, or just kind of through this little gap here, which is what I'm going to do. And we're going to head to our red marker. Yeah, I mean, how cool is that? That railroad? Just make sure the train's not coming. Felt like this would be way cooler. Now watch my luck, the train will be coming. It's like Stand By Me or something. The train! It's coming! Get off the tracks! Or whatever those kids say, I don't know. Kind of scared to look behind me, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, another reason the exploration in this game is just top tier. And I think I'm gonna hop off right here.
Hiya. Get going.
All right, right here is our red marker. And that gets us another nexus on the list, but it makes it a little bit easier to get to this region. As much fun as the railway was, I'd rather teleport. All right, so we're heading up to this town right here. No, we're not talking to NPC. All right, so just up on our right. There we go. And then just over here, kind of nearby, is another Nexus. In case that other one wasn't close by. All right, and there we go. I'll show you the map. So I can remove my markers here. So again, yeah, we got the Nexuses in this region, and we grabbed the artifact right here. Just ignore the side quests and stuff like that. And then we had, let's see, 3 over here, just kind of in this general region. So that should be everything for that section, and now we'll move on to our next leg of the journey. Our next stop is, we're heading from here, just teleport to this Nexus right here, and we're going to head southwest to our X on the next mark. So that's not too far away. Not for Herspia. Yeah, this island, it's easy to get around and stuff, but man, there is not many teleporters on this island. They're all on like the coastline, and there's very few in the middle. So it's frustrating if you don't have some of the teleporters on either side of the map. So I'm gonna try to get you one over here in a minute, but yeah, it's just like we haven't made it to the area where there's all these teleporters, so it's just a big open area. I think in my head this is like Australia. Just the way it's shaped and the format of like how the cities are all on the coastline and there's just open nothingness in the middle. That's just how I think of it. I don't know. So we got our artifact right here. There we go. And now if you want, you can head up the mountains. We're heading to our red dot right here. So just head straight on till morning.
Yeah.
Or whatever Peter Pan said that one time. Yeah, I wasn't going to come up here, but given the fact that it's one of the few teleporters, you're definitely going to want this one to be able to get to the other half of the map a little bit faster. So I would rather just do this for a second and get you guys this spawn point. Because when we have to move to the western side of Delesyia, there's like nothing in between where we started and where we have to go. So this is the middle of Delesyia pretty much. No! There's no shot. I'm out of stamina. I must not have let it reset. I'm like, that wasn't a big wall. Alright, you can see it just up ahead. Alright. So now I can remove our marker here. And so we just went straight across right here, and we got one artifact in that Nexus. So now we're going to head into town here and hit these 3 in a row, and then we'll double back and kind of work our way south to this area right here. But this town, by the way, if you're at night, it's one of the coolest looking like farm towns in the game. It's got these like carnival-esque lights. Like, I don't know how to describe them, like string rope light, or I don't know what the official name is, but you would know them if you see them. But yeah, that you'll see them in the daytime, but at night it's such a cool little town. I still like Dominus the best at night, but this one is a close second. Let me check the color I'm actually going to. Okay, so dark green. Yeah, I don't know what they're called, like string lights, festival lights. I don't know. I always see them at like, you know, carnivals or festivals, or like the wedding of The Last of Us 2, kind of the DLC. Okay, I gotta chill. I can't be relating real life objects to other games. I gotta go outside some more. Those can't be the lights from The Last of Us. They have to be from somewhere in real life. Yeah, these lights. I don't know what to call them. But this place is awesome at night. It's got the farm town. Actually, I think it might just be from The Last of Us. I'm not 100% sure. I almost walked by it. I was so busy thinking about the lights. Here we are. Found it. All right, so now we can head into... Actually, it'll be faster on our horse here. There's one, by the way, on this town that if you look it up on a lot of the maps that are available at this point in the game, they've got like the locations marked, but a lot of them are wrong actually. And there's one in this town that like on every resource when I was looking up this game and researching it, a lot of the resources are just flat out wrong on the locations. And so this town was the first time I really noticed a big problem with like where they're saying something is. So don't get confused. But this one on the bridge up ahead, and then this one is the actual location. But a lot of the maps online will have it be like over in this area, and it can really trip you up if you're just following like the world maps that are available in like IGN and that Map Genie site, whatever that's called. There's a few of them out there where they use the same map. I don't know who makes those, but they kind of use the same resource or whatever. But they've only got like half the locations, and they're just flat out wrong. So it's kind of a shame. I feel bad for people that are following those, and then they only get like half the artifacts. There's very few resources on this game right now, which is shocking, honestly, because this game is very popular, and usually with games like this caliber where people really love it, it's not too bad. Like there's usually a lot of resources available. But I've been noticing a trend on this game where it's just like wrong constantly.
Get going.
I mean, I know it's a massive game, but you know, I would expect that it would be somewhat filled out, you know, at this point at least.
Marvel of nature, wouldn't you say? Never seen
Oh
anything
shoot! If
quite
it was a
like that.
snake, it would have bit me.
What a curious bit of decoration.
All right, there's our next one. Now that we're doubling back, we can grab that one. You get the marker off the screen. So yeah, it's right there at that Y-looking shape. One on the bridge here, and then one right there. And those are the three that are in that town. And now we're just gonna head south to our brown mark, and then head over to the red one, and then we can pop over to the silver and green and so on. So first stop is brown. Must be a... You like that statue? Oh. She's not moving, apparently. Leave the poor statue alone. Looks like our silver marker is overlapping the brown one. I'm sure it goes without saying at this point, but just leave all the NPCs and stuff.
Hey, yeah.
We don't got time for that. We're knocking out the nitty-gritty. Yeah, this is one of those things in this game where there's a lot of them, and I hope you're having fun with it. I personally don't mind it too much, especially this half of the game, because it's more of a challenge versus the previous chapter. It's more just pick up and move on to the next thing. But in this half of the map, I feel like with all the bandits and stuff, it can be frustrating, but I find it more enjoyable personally. But hopefully you're having fun just looking at the world and stuff. But once we're done, then that's out of the way. And now we can really start making progress on platinum and stuff. This might be one of the first games, I think, in my entire time here. Whoops. Hold up. I went the wrong way. This might be one of the first times, like, ever that, hold on. All right, onward to our next marker. But yeah, this might be one of the first times ever that I've seen a game have, like, pretty much every trophy be at the end of the game. There's very few that have, like, almost no, you know, like, they always have them spaced out throughout the game. But this game, like, most of the trophies, I mean, there's a few along the way for storyline stuff, but most of them are just for 100%ing the game, so you don't really pop anything until later. But it's interesting how you have to do so much to make progress on all that, right? But, like, so it just feels like, I don't know, I like having trophies pop every so often, you know, and maybe one chapter you get 2 or 3 and then you move on. But in this game, it's like, do a bunch of stuff, and then at the very end, you're just popping the entire trophy list, pretty much. So that's kind of crazy, but I can't think of another game that does it like that, where there's just, like, no storyline trophies other than, like, a handful. But also, this game only has, like, 30, 35 off the top of my head, but I have to double check. But it's not many. You would think for a game this size, it would have, like, 60. But then again, Elden Ring only had, like, 20 or something. It was very little. The platinum on Elden Ring, I've platinumed every FromSoft game, and Elden Ring was by far the easiest. You barely have to beat the game to get platinum. It's kind of shocking given the fact that it is such a massive game. All right, heading to green right here. Yeah, all the other Dark Souls games like Bloodborne, Sekiro, the Dark Souls, Demon Souls, like all of them require multiple playthroughs and all the endings and all the rings and all the weapons, and like you have to really grind that game. And then Elden Ring comes along and it's like, I'm bigger than all of those games. And it's like, literally, like I platinumed in under 20 hours. There's very little trophies. Like you have to collect the handful of legendary weapons and then that's it. I just found that shocking. Sir, are you trying to steal my artifact?
Go lose yourself.
Get out of here. Go lose yourself? That's your best comeback, sir? How about you get lost? Oh, shoot. I'm not trying to fight him, Cliff. I'm just RPing over here, Cliff. You don't have to kill the guy. All right, we're heading to tan. Or orange cream? I don't know. So obviously head around the coastline. We're not swimming there. We can get up this hill pretty quick. If Cliff would climb, that would help. Cliff, why don't you just climb up to the top there, buddy? All right, Cliff is being stubborn a little bit, but we made it, kinda. Yeah, he is really being stubborn right now. Now he's crouching. Great. Fantastic. Sometimes he has a mind of his own. We're so close, Cliff. Just why don't you work with me here a little bit? Oh my gosh, why are we climbing, Cliff? Just run. Okay, hopefully that goes smoother for you. Doesn't take that long, but man, sometimes it just doesn't want to do what you want to do.
You don't stand a chance. Die. Strike at the neck.
What was that? Dude, I just did a flip?
Die already.
What the heck? I honestly, I don't even know what that was. My boy just flipped. You guys, I'm glad that was on camera. That was crazy. We just parkoured our way through that bandit camp like crazy. All right, then. All right, I'll show you where I'm at on the map. So we have to go all the way down there. This is an interesting coastline here. I still like the one way over there. We haven't seen it yet. I'm saving that one for last, but that one's definitely my favorite coast area, but this is an interesting area too. I thought they did a really good job at diversifying the atmosphere, but like making it all kind of fit together. Like somehow it all works together, even though there's very different biomes. All right, so you see where we're heading, hopefully. Do you see the Nexus portal? Can I land on it? Am I that good yet? Nice, I even timed the run. Okay, now it's time to map out our next leg here with the markers. And so let me do that and then I'll continue on. Okay, so from where we were at, I teleported up to our Nexus right up here, with the one that we activated just a minute ago. And we're gonna just head down here and follow this road all the way around and then up to our green marker. There's also a few more Nexuses along the way, but if we had proceeded from here, it would have been way too many mountains and stuff. So we're gonna take the road and do it the easier route. So just make it to our first marker and then it'll be all in a row. There are a few extra stops on our way. I just didn't have enough markers to really put them all there. So I'll have to update it here in a little bit once we pick up a few of these. Like, how cool is that area? After you're done getting all these artifacts, I'm interested to know, like, what everybody's favorite sections are. Like, what areas you like the best. Like, I like camp. It's safe and no one hurts me. I guess it really comes down to like what you like. Are you a beach person, a mountain person, the desert? Like, there's very different vibes here, but I guess yeah, I guess probably personal preference. But as far as like just sheer like what I feel like the most excitement to explore, I think Delesyia, the city part, is super cool. Just because I feel like I'm kind of playing Assassin's Creed. All right, so just head just kind of in this general direction towards our tan marker. But yeah, I love the like big cities in games because you always feel like a sense of exploration. In my opinion, you're like, can I go in every building? And then I always wonder like what chests are in what buildings. I don't know, something like that. Whereas the open landscape is really beautiful, but I like exploring cities in games. But by the time you you know, play a certain biome in this game, it's already time to move on to another one. So you get to like really complete each area if you're being thorough like us, you know, we're getting everything. So It's nice to have all of the different biomes complete. There's a lot of different bandit camps here, but it's not going to really affect us too much. There we go. Whoa, whoa, Herspiet. What are we doing? Let's get out of here. Yeah, don't piss those guys off. Just bob and weave, bob and weave. Let me get off the road for a second. Leave it alone. You cannot still be targeting me. There's no shot. Okay, our next color on the map here is going to be green, so we'll just follow the road just to the left there. They are still following? Are we for real? That must be new enemies. There's no shot otherwise. Alright, so our thing is on the road over there. Looks like we're back to having perfect RNG here with just always having a patrol group nearby. Good slide cliff right into the open area. Alright, so it's right in front of us right there, so I'm gonna edit until I have lost aggro and then we'll continue on. Okay, I had to kill maybe like 10 of them and then it calmed down a little bit. Hopefully I can grab this in time. It wasn't actually too bad. It's only frustrating if you don't want to kill anybody. But what I did was these bushes right here are perfect for hiding, but what I did was I pissed everybody off. There's going to be about 7,000 of them, but it's a lot of flies, so it's not really as bad as it might seem. And then just come over here, and then once you've pulled aggro, like, just run downhill, and then a lot of the ones that we're chasing will, like, kind of fuck off for a second, and then it gives you a time to fight them, like, right here in this creek area. And after about 10 or so enemies, everybody calmed down, and I had a good window for approach. I also want to point out, while you're fighting, these flies can go down in one arrow, and you can get some of the bow challenges done if you want. I'm just going to work on it later, but you'll see... Of course, I got no flies when I want to show it, but you shoot them one time and they go down. Right? Well, I got to not have enemies right on top of me, but just trust me, they shoot in one arrow, and then there's a challenge for getting like 5 in under 60 seconds or 7 in a row. There's like 2 different challenges, but feel free to work on that if you guys want. But anyways, once you've grabbed that sealed abyss, we can head to our silver mark, which isn't all that far away. Let's get out of Dodge here. Get away from the machine factories. See those big clusters of flies? If I just... Well... Okay, well, you know what? We'll do it later. I'd rather just get out of here. There's way too many people. I don't like those big robots. The normal size robots aren't too bad. We're stronger than they are. It's going to be easier than it was in Pailune. I just don't know like what I did to deserve the infinite patrol camps. Like, I expected at the strongholds and stuff, but when I get lucky and I just have like, you know, 24 patrols going on at the same spot, and it's always right where I need to be too. Okay, so this one can be a bit tricky for sure. You can do a couple things. You can either just run and kill, or you can just wait the big guys out as much as you can. So I'm just gonna, I waited out the big guys, and now I'm just gonna try to... What are we doing, Cliff? Move. This isn't good. Come on, stow it. Yes. Okay, so all I did there was I never pissed him off. And if you need to, just go ahead and die, and it'll put you like right nearby. And then that way when you get over here, nothing's pissed off or anything. But just sit up here, and it took maybe like a minute, like not long, and eventually they'll leave. And you can try doing that a number of times if you want. or you can piss off the big dudes and move them up the hill here. And then once they're up about here, then disappear for a second to despawn some of the flies. Just run back up this way. And then that way the big guys will be up at the top of the hill. The little guys will be de-aggroed. And then you just have to like run and beat them to the Abyss artifact. But that's how I did it. And you know, it's just, there's a number of ways. And then if you die like 3 or 4 times, sometimes you'll get lucky with like RNG on the spawns as well. So if it's really not working out for you, maybe just try dying until you get good RNG on the spawn locations. But that one's a little bit tricky because there's just nowhere to go. I haven't tried this personally, but if you wanted, if you're really struggling, you could maybe go down on the cliff side and de-aggro and then climb up and come in behind it. But hopefully you can get that Abyss artifact before they get you. You just have to beat the little guys to it. You see, right over there is where my big guys walked off to. So I found that a lot easier just to wait those guys out. All right, so we have another couple stops here. So we're going to grab straight ahead here. I was almost close to my marker. There we go. We got that Nexus. And now we can head to our silver marker. There's another Nexus. There's a lot in this little island here that we're heading to. It's like 3 or so. No, there's 4 actually. But I'm only going to grab a couple here because we don't need all of them. So we can become one with the flies here. Just keep running. Just keep running. It looks scary because it is, but it's not that bad. Just keep on running and don't look back. There we go. And now we're going to head to this red marker. Just go around to the right. Make them forget all about us. And just like that, we're through the gates. So grab that Nexus right there and then head to these 2 markers. And the enemies that are chasing us are just the ones from outside the gate, so no worries there. All right. Can take a breath. Yeah, I'm sorry for this chapter. I know it's going to be frustrating for Pailune and a few of these spots, but just think of how cool you'll be once you have all the artifacts way early in the game. So obviously Nexus portal here. There's a couple more on this island. There's one further down the path if you guys want, but I'm just gonna leave it for now. Yeah, there's one up in this region if you just wanted to grab it while you're here, and then there's one right here, give or take. So if you want, you can grab that, but I'm just gonna teleport back to our spot here and then continue down the road. All right, so from the Nexus right there, I'm heading to my brown mark on the map. So there is a road just up ahead once you make it around this little cliff face. What is every animal having a powwow right here? Like, what are you doing? You guys see that? There was like 15 or 20 animals just all in a huddle right there. They're planning my demise, I think. I don't know. That was weird. It was like bears and deers and everything just chilling. Okay, and it is right here. It's right there, guys. All right, so once we've got that one, we are going to follow the road all the way down to our red and green mark, and then we're going to loop around and then continue up to this path. But now we can just ride the road, so this part doesn't take too long. I think it's the left, if I remember. No, right.
Run. Yeah.
Excuse me, guys. We're gonna hang left here. And then just follow our road. Ignore everybody. Oh, let's go. We made the jump. Yeah, how great is it going to be once we're all done with this? To where now, anytime we need to do anything, we have plenty of fast travels around the world. That'll be a real nice addition. Excited for this update for all of us. Because I'm sure you're probably pretty sick of running every single place without having any fast travels for the most part. But now, not to worry. All right, so we're going to head kind of around and up the road. So just stick to the right side of the road here. We're sort of heading back into the action, but we can just kind of do a drive-by here. Back into the thick of it. Goodbye, sir. Goodbye, all the bugs. I don't care about any of you guys. No, let me through.
Go. Hiya.
Oh, no. Let me get my bearings here. Okay, I gotta go more to the right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hopefully I can grab this before anybody catches on. There we go. Yeah, a lot of those dots are simply just the bugs. The medium-sized guys really don't cause that much problems. They're pretty slow, honestly, so usually you can just beat those guys straight to it. But now just follow the road up into the mountains. Yeah, the bugs, it looks insane on your map, but in reality, they're pretty bad. Like, you might get hit, but it's not common that they just, you know, it's not like they're just locked onto you at any given time. So 9 out of 10 times you should be able to or grab the artifact before the bugs actually shoot you. As long as you're quick with the, you know, getting the artifact picked up. It's one of those situations where it looks worse than it actually is.
Hiya.
All right, grab this one. As you can see, we're pretty much just doing drive-bys here at this point. Okay, so from where we were at, I just de-aggroed the enemies and ran up into the mountains until I could teleport. And now we're going to head over to this nexus that we opened up earlier in this area. All right, I made it to the nexus here, and now I'm heading south-ish. Like, just head down the mountain until we reach the road. And then we are going to hook up with that road and head to our next mark, which, if you see on our map here, we're just going to follow the road all the way down, get this marker, then we're going to follow it up and over to the mark right here, and then we can just kind of ride through to this one and then work our way south until we finish off Delesyia. So that is the plan. So onward to the dark green dot. It's going to be right here, guys. Guys, it's right there. Okay, so now we are heading over to the west, so or northwest-ish, up to the tan one. So you can just feel free to follow the road. At this point, you're experts at picking up the artifacts in a heated battle. This chapter will really make you get good at, you know, maneuvering enemies. And I don't want to ruin it for you guys, but you're going to need to get pretty good at fighting and maneuvering around enemies. Let's just say this game has a bit of a challenging sections to it. Let's just say the enemies get tougher than they were in Hernand, okay? Get a little taste of the enemies to come for later in the game. All right, so grab our Abyss artifact right there. Yeah, you probably didn't guess this, but this game gets harder. Probably didn't see that coming. All right, so we're heading to like the lime green mark. You can just follow the river and then cross over the bridge if you guys would like. So I need to go left. Oh, let's go. We made the jump. Nice. Make this one. Oh, almost. Almost, Herspia. If you had made it, I would have given you a carrot, but... you know, she didn't make it. Okay, well... she's not wanting to climb up, so I'm just going to go on foot here. We're not too far away. And it's going to be in this little center spot right here. Oh, now you show up, Herspia? Now? I called you like 2 minutes ago. All right, so our next marker on the map is going to be the red one. So I can just kind of cross. I'm just going to put a marker right here so I know exactly where the bridge is. And then we can cross over and go to the red one. There we go. And then we can just hug the right side here and just follow the river side up. No need to actually follow the road unless you just like the roads. I'm still not over that flip that I did. Guys, I'm glad that was recorded. Do you remember that? Like, I did a full front flip. Like, that was wild. All right, this one's right here. I like these easy ones. Reminds me of last chapter, when things were just being nice to us. Oops. There we go. So now we just cross the bridge to the dark green one. Get our nexus complete. I don't want to spoil anything, but that's the last nexus we're going for over there. So get excited. Not nexus, abyss artifact. That'll be our last one, but that's one of my favorite areas. I think definitely my favorite. In terms of just the landscape, it's crazy. Now, my favorite biome, I have a few reasons why I like certain ones, but that area is just... it's just different than the rest of the game. It reminds me a lot of Neo, some of, like Neo 2 especially. If you guys ever played that game or not. All right, that nexus is complete. And now we can just head over to our abyss, and then there's a nexus over here as well, if you guys feel like picking that up. But if not, you can just leave it and, you know, use the one that we're on now whenever we have to go over there. Ride her spear. Oh no, it's raining. All right, so there we go. Now one more stop and we're done with the Delesyia. Uno mas. Oh my gosh, get out of my way, horse. I don't want to ride you right now. All right, so I'll show you where we're going. So it's just up ahead on the road, and you can see it down there. Now, I don't think I'll be able to stealth it. I can try, though. Maybe I can go up here. I would recommend coming in from the cliff side and then stealthing it. Oh, let's just fall out in front of him. There we go. Cliff, you are doing everything but stealth. Actually, I think I can get it from this direction. I went behind it when I was doing my practice stuff, but this works out too. Nice. Just in time. But yeah, you can feel free to like go down the cliff a little bit and come in from this angle. That way you can sneak up behind it. But alright, I'm gonna de-aggro and then we can teleport. Alright everybody, so we've wrapped up Delesyia in that whole continent. And now we can head to our mark or our nexus right here, and then we're just going to ride the road straight north and grab about 5 different artifacts. We're almost done. We have like 25, give or take, something like that. So it's not too bad. All right, so I'm at that nexus right here, and I'm just going to ride this way until I dead into the road. So here I am on the road. I'll show you really quick just where I'm at so you have a visual. So right here, we're just going to follow this all the way up to our red mark. Under the railroad. Into the jungle. Or rainforest, excuse me. I would hate to label it a jungle and not a rainforest. I don't want to be ignorant. It's a dense trail here, so just look at your mini-map and keep riding on the actual trail. It can get a little confusing. Alright, and our first one of Crimson Desert is right here. Just gotta beat the raccoons to it, you know, nothing too crazy there. Alright, continue up to our brown mark. And it'll slowly transition into the desert. So it's right there on the right, but we do have those guys there, so you might want to stealth over here and just pick it up as fast as you can. I feel like most of these enemies just kind of leave you be unless you piss them off. But it's not like the flies and all that crap where it just starts getting ridiculous. We're done with those kind of enemies. Most of the stuff in the desert's like, I mean, you saw it when we were getting the bell tower. It's like the lizard people that are just riding lizards. It's not too crazy. All right, so up to our red X now. And then we're going to loop around to the right. I am going to skip a few Nexus portals because it's not super important that we have that right now. And for the sake of how long of a video this has to be, I'm not going to go way out of our way to get certain things. So we'll get that later on. But I am going to pick up a few here and there, just to have a couple. But yeah, I don't want to burn any extra time unless I need to, you know? This is definitely going to be, I think, one of the longest chapters. Because I decided just to push through it. But there's 2, after we're finished with the desert, there's 2 more we have to grab. And one's like a boss fight, and the other one is tough to get to. But it's a fun journey. I think those last 2 are fun. They take a little bit of time for sure. And I promise I'll go easy on the next few chapters. We're not going to be grabbing an absurd amount of items from this point. Not for a little while, at least. We'll go back to the, whatchamacallit, like the quest and things like that. So don't worry, I'll space out the farming / tedious stuff in the game. I feel like at this point I've made it pretty clear that my goal is to always keep the game switched up, like whether we do main story or side quest or looting, you know, or things like that. I'm always going to try to bounce back and forth between categories while keeping it as efficient as I can. Well, like, this isn't too bad, right? I mean, we're just riding spot to spot. It's not that bad. Could be worse. We could be in Pailune. So, you know. All right, so now head straight across to our dark green marker, or normal green marker. And I would stick to the road as much as you can in this area, because I think I showed it when we were getting the bell towers, but there are like some spots where if you ride over it, it will trigger a boss, or you'll just be shit out of luck, like quicksand type situations where you're just SOL. And I'd rather you stay to the roads as much as you can. And I feel like you remember the dust storms as well. Fortunately, I didn't have to do it when we were on the way to the bell tower, but you might have, depending on how your game worked out. But if you can stick to the roads and the railroads, it'll be a lot better for you guys. I love the lightning and stuff. All right, it's right there. Nothing like a rainforest lightning storm. Okay, now we're on to our next leg of the journey. From here, we're just going to follow the north up all the way to the green marker. Then we can climb up the hill here, grab a nexus, and then there's one more abyss on this part of the map. And then after that, we're going to head over to the left side of the desert. Horsey. Hold up, I think I'm going the right way. Let me double check.
Yeah. Hiya.
All right, so we can cut up this ravine right here. I didn't feel like taking the road fully there. It just takes longer.
Hiya. Yeah.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Herspia has gotten me in more trouble this chapter. Some of the stuff I've edited out, like the fighting, I'll be stealthing it almost up to the artifact, and then Herspia comes running in and just triggers all the people. So she is pretty frustrating. All right, so head to the brown mark. That's a good thing right now. Usually brown marks in my life aren't the best day, you know?
Get going. Hiya.
Oh, I was pretty close with my marker this time around. Look at that. That was pretty good. That's the game I've been playing so far with myself here. Like, how close can I get the marker? All right, on to our last spot over here. Man, it's tough to see some of these rocks in the rain and when they all blend in like this. All right, so now we're going to head over to the other side. I'm going to map out our next leg of the journey. Okay, so we are going to head from this Nexus portal. I just want to show you the plan here. I feel like this will be a little bit easier, but I'm going to give you a couple options because this one is probably one of the more difficult ones of the desert. There's just a lot of lizard people, plus there's a bandit camp, but you can sneak up on it, so it's not too bad, but you do have to enact your stealth skills a little bit. I'm going to show you some stuff to help you out. So one, you could come here, which was part of the plan, but upon looking at it, I have less spawns on the road if I come in from this angle. So if you come here, you can try to find an opening, but it might be a little bit more difficult. You can try swinging wide left or just kind of sneak up on it that way. I find that to be a little bit more difficult. So I come here. There's going to be a lot of enemies, but we're going to lose them. And there's a giant mountain like right about here. And you can kind of scope out the plan of attack. And then you can sneak up mostly like probably like right about here before anybody is even near you. And then you can just wait for your opening on the road. And then once they move, make an all-out dash, pick it up, and then you can get out of there. But also, before we do anything, what you want to do is come into your inventory, go to pets, and unsummon our dog, Chuck, or whatever you've named your dog. But just unsummon him, because otherwise he barks at the lizards, and it's a whole problem. And yeah, you definitely don't want that. So just unsummon him for now. Don't release him. That would be sad. So I'm just heading across here. We're going to climb up that mountain in front of me. There's a lot of enemies to our right, but those are not the ones I'm talking about. Just run by everybody here. They won't really like follow us too much. We can lose them real quick with our abilities. Yeah, this one's like one of the few that sucks in this area, but there's always at least one kind of crappy one in every area, in my opinion. But you made it through Pailune, you made it through the robot factories, like, you're fine. So come over here. And our artifact is straight ahead, right there. So let's get a little bit closer. Right about here. And now we can kind of plan our attack. So it's going to be RNG, like I was saying, but this guy usually patrols in a big loop, like right about here. And then there's some on the road down there. And that's where if you came in from that part right there, from that teleporter, it would be tough because sometimes there's a bunch of patrols on the road and you just won't be able to get it. So really what you're looking for is this guy to get over to the left. These guys are going to be on your right. So you want to kind of thread the needle and make it to the back side of this rock. In which point sometimes there's going to be ones on the right there. And you just have to wait for those to move. And then you can grab the Abyss artifact on the back side of this rock. It's like right there where I'm looking. But you can make a sprint. And hopefully before these guys get to you, you'll be okay. But if you aggro them, just run back where we're at or just away from the area and then try again. Like I said, this one's going to be a little bit difficult, but hopefully that gives you an idea of how to do this. So I'm going to wait for my opening, which it looks like I'm pretty solid, actually. Yeah, let's just let it rip. But yeah, don't want Chuck. He will ruin everything for you in this situation. What saw me? Oh, man. All right, let's see if I can just make a run for it. Probably not, though. Maybe. Nice, we got it. I'm gonna show you a little bit better version of that, just because I know that was a bit like you probably won't be able to replicate it just like that. So I'm gonna reset the area and then show you how I normally sneak up on it. Okay, so I'm back over here, same situation. Let this guy that's patrolling get over a little bit away from you. That way you can drop down undetected. I messed up by walking here and I thought that they didn't see me. I didn't realize how far or how close they were to my right. So feel free to like drop down a little bit over here. Okay. And then just keep an eye on that guy on your mini-map. And then crouch always. And what I'm aiming for is while that guy's on that big loop, you're going to thread the needle between the guys on the right and the guy behind you and the people over to your left. And if you're smart about it, you can make it to these bushes and then kind of just hide out. And at this point, if we get spotted, you have enough time to pick it up before. But like you can see, I can get all the way up to it, and you can probably grab it before anyone's even seen us. So hopefully that gives you a better idea of what I meant to do. I got lucky, but you should be able to replicate that a lot easier. So anyways, let's move on to our next location. From our spot that we're at right now, we're just going to head over to this green mark. Feel free to follow the roads if you guys want. Just somehow make it over to the green marker. We don't have to worry about aggroing anybody. But yeah, stealthing that one is your best bet. And I think coming in from that side that I started on is definitely the easiest method. Because if you come from this side, it's so much worse. Because there's a little bandit camp as well, and it just makes it that much harder. Alright, let me get up and over the rocks. Nope. Cliff. If I get off the horse, do you think I really want to get right back on, Cliff? Let me ask you that. Oh, I think Herspia just sacrificed. Was that the third death now? She's not doing great in this part of our walkthrough. Collecting the sealed abysses has been Herspia's downfall. So I'm just going to play hopscotch over here with these rocks. Try to. All right, we've made it to the road, so now we can just follow that. All right, so from here, be careful of this cave, by the way. You can come up here to the right. Yeah, we're not able to go in that cave. Not yet. Plus, that's not our objective right now. What are you trying to do other things than collect sealed abyss artifacts and get nexuses? What are you, out of your mind? Although you could exploit it a little bit, and if you go into that cave, it'll like respawn you, and you most likely will be put closer to this nexus portal. It usually respawns you near like whatever the closest thing is, like safe point area. So if you want, you could try it instead of having to climb this mountain, but by the time you figure out where that's taking you, you probably would have already done it. If you want to snoop a little bit, though, you can look in there and see what might be coming our way eventually. I don't want to say we're definitely going in there, but we're definitely going in there. All right, so from here, we can head up the road to our silver and just follow the road all the way north to our next couple spots. And we're getting to the end here. We only have a handful left. Oh, that was a satisfying glide. Nice. Made it all the way over here. There's that one. And then the next couple are just up the road. So we're going to go loop around, but we're going to grab this one over here first. Yeah, this is turning into my most lengthy chapter so far. I feel like it's needed, though. Whoa, 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 whoa. Well, Herspy has gone and pissed them off. Well, I guess not. She just rode right by and they didn't look at her. And then this guy's just chilling. Got bandits 2 feet from him, but he's just like, you know what? I'm good. If I die, I die. I mean, hell, after this section of the game, I feel that guy. If the worst happens, it's whatever. I mean, hey, we got a cool bear mask out of this chapter, so I mean, there's that. It wasn't all bad. We got a bear mask, and we have like literally every collectible so far, pretty much. All right, so this one's right here, of course. Uh-oh, Herspy is scared from some wildlife here. All right, and then our next one is just up ahead as well. Let me go ahead and clear our markers off the map. So just follow the road until the cul-de-sac down here. Herspy, get back here. You can't hide from me. I'll be here forever. Nice little spire off in the distance. I'm going to swing left here. Try to avoid any sort of bandits that you can. And then it's right here. Shouldn't have any issues with the bandits. As long as you don't piss them off and bring them over here. All right, there we go. We are almost done, so let me plan out our next leg of the journey. Okay, I've got our whole route mapped out. For the most part, it's just one long road journey for the rest of these, so it's not too bad. But we're going to start by teleporting right here, and then working through the city, and then we're just going to follow this road and pick up a bunch just every couple feet, basically. So, fortunately, we have 15 left, not including the 2 like crazy ones, but most of these are all just like one after another, so it's not really that bad. But yeah, we're on the home stretch here. And the last 2, even though they're a little bit crazier, they are more fun, I would say, because it's just a really cool exploration area. So head to our red X here. You remember this spot because we just got here. And we came to this town a long time ago when we were getting the bells. This is a pretty large hub in this area. It's not as cool as Hernan, though. But these are on, like, the walls of the compound. Oh, no. We scared everybody away. So it's straight up here. You might have picked this one up when you were over here, but I didn't show it, so I doubt you did. But if you were exploring a little bit more, you might have. So grab that, and now we're going to head to my silver marker, if I remember right. Yep. So just head around the road here. We can call Herspy now. And now it's just a straight shot, basically, down this long road. So it's not a ton of deviating, really. We just kind of go down the road and pick them up every so often. I like those kind of collectibles where it's just follow the path.
Yeah.
All right, and of course that one is right there. All right, now I'll update my map real quick and kind of show you the route we're taking if you want to make marks for yourself as well. So yeah, we're going to follow this road up, hit this, hit this, hit this, 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 and this, and this, and they keep going up the trail. So I just didn't have enough markers to get too carried away, but that is the plan. So we're going to head right here now. And you should be on... Yep, just ignore that NPC. Yeah, so just make sure you're on this road. Suck to follow the wrong road. We'll come back for you, ma'am, I promise. What? I know it's like right here. Oh. I'm so blind sometimes. Yeah, I plan these out a lot, but like, man, I can't remember 141 locations perfectly like that. Thank goodness for my notes. That's all I'm gonna say. All right, now we just follow the trail. There's going to be a pretty big compound up here, and this is on the other side of this gate, but this is a crazy little area. I mean, it looks sick. Let's get some stamina back. There we go. But yeah, it's on the back side of the gate. Yeah, look how crazy that looks. What's up, fellas? And it is right here between these guys. Just gonna slide in here real quick. I don't know what they're doing. Maybe they're doing like the Macarena or something. I'm not really sure what these guys are up to. But I'll leave them be. Yeah, now we're in the Fury Road section of the game, basically. There are... Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh my goodness. Okay, yeah, there are a few nexuses off this beaten path, but I'm just going to ignore it because we don't necessarily need all of these, like I was saying earlier. So I'm just going to leave them be. But yeah, if this isn't Fury Road, I don't know what is. At least that's what I call this giant road that goes all the way north. Wouldn't be surprised if they took inspiration from those movies. I think Pearl Abyss is based in Japan, if I'm not mistaken. So they might not actually, like, really watch those movies. I don't know if that's like an international film or not. Probably is, but who knows. The new ones probably are. I don't know about the old ones. All right, so now we're heading up the path to the green mark and then the brown mark.
Run.
And you probably saw we have that nexus up here. That's why I'm kind of avoiding a few of these that are to the left and right of where we're at. Just because we already have that one up here. Man, Herspia needs some water. She's not doing great with this heat. Look how long it takes her to regen the stamina. Just gonna leave that NPC with those bandits back there.
Hey, hey.
Yeah, it takes a minute to regen the stamina.
Traveler,
Nope, sorry. I'll come back.
Fata.
I didn't pass it, did I? Oh, I did. Hold up. All right, well, I'm going to edit back. I was heading for my other green dot. So yeah, this one has a few bandits on it. It's like just a couple, so feel free to just wipe them out, work on any challenges you want. They're not too bad to fight. See, they go down pretty quick. And if you want, well, let me just take them out. But it's right there on the left. You might have seen it. Yeah, so I'm just going to kill these guys real quick, and then I'll show you the spot. Okay, killed those few guys. And also, if you kill one of those lizards, you get a progress. You'll see, I don't know if it's already, yeah, it's already gone. But you just have to kill 3 apex predators, and those count. So killing them actually helps you get some progress. You can also ride those, by the way. So if you like, you'll see a prompt if you can stun it, kind of. You'll see a prompt that says ride. But Herspia is all we need. But yeah, feel free to loot them and all that. And now we can head back up. Yep, sorry. Still a no.
Yeah.
And then it's just right here. Try to get that before all the bandits come running out. You should be fine. I don't even think they chase you out here. All right, let me remove my markers. And yeah, now just get these next 2. Yeah, no problems with the bandits, honestly. They're not too bad.
Whoa, whoa.
Of course, we're going to grab this one. It'd be silly not to. Good thing it's right beside the other one. We wouldn't want it to be too far away from our other fast travel that's right there. Dang, that guy's running for his life and his donkey is just on the loose. That sucks for him. Gotta get himself a Herspia. Alright, there we go. We are very close to being done. Now just follow the path some more, and we will arrive up here to our green marker. Nothing but a bunch of death out here. This desolate wasteland. It's a pretty wasteland.
Hiya. Hop.
There we go. All right, I'm going to map out our next few spots. All right, folks, we got 6 more to go, and they're all on the same road, so not to worry, it's very quick. But I've also marked a nexus as well, so it's just going to be follow the road around, and then the last one is over here. So we are nearly there. At least this part's quick and easy. Like, the desert wasn't too bad. I think, hold on. I think I'm going the right way. Let me double check. Yeah. I think Pailune and the Delesyia like robot area, those are the 2 worst spots. And other than that, there like might be like one in each region that's kind of annoying, but for the most part, it's fine. Whereas the desert, I think like really it's just that one spot. But I showed you how to stealth it, so even that one's not too crazy. Most of the bandits in this region leave you alone. A lot of the secrets that are in this area are like caves and just like tucked away spots off the trail itself. And luckily for us, 90% of the ones in this area are on the roadside. But it's hard to believe that we've picked up 141 of these things in just a little bit of time. Whoops, hold on, I gotta go grab this Nexus. There we are. Excuse me, sir. Watch out. Oh, now you've pissed me off. I don't have time for you guys. Rispia, come over here. Where are you? There you are. Oh, that donkey's finally caught up. That's funny. I like to imagine that's the same one. Alright, this one's right here. Yeah, I know the last time we came down here, we had like 0 armor, 0 weapons. So this time we can handle the bandits and stuff like that. Definitely a different type of ride through this area at this point, now that you're more familiar with the game.
Yeah.
Here, let me clear up my map real quick. See less colors on the screen.
Yeah.
Dang, Cliff studied that one harder. Alright, just a couple more. I think 3 actually. It's not many. We just got the 2 on this side of the city, and then we have the one inside the city, but we can teleport to that one. But what a beautiful area. Just hang on this left side here so you don't trigger anything. There we go. All right, just got 2 more. So once we get to the red one, I'm just going to fast travel to the other one since it's right there beside the teleporter, kind of. Look at them flamingos. Look at them. They're crimson. And they're in the Crimson Desert. What are the odds? Yeah, we get to take the scenic route this time. We kind of came in from that left side last time. This time you're getting all the stops. And Herspia is... I mean, she's had a rough couple days. Let's be honest. She's hanging in there on a thread. And definitely don't forget that money bag. Oh, cool. It's a light copper pouch. Let's go. That's like 30 cents. Oh, wait, I can just... Oh, 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 oh. Oh, no. Okay, that's number 4. My bad, yeah, my bad. Yikes. All right, I'll see you at the Nexus. All right, I'm up here at the Nexus. We can fly like an eagle. All the way to our target. Perfect. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is the last artifact, other than those 2 I mentioned. But this is the last one of like the exploring. The rest of them, there's one that's like crazy, and then there's one that's just got like a mini boss associated with it. So I'll explain those in a minute. But congratulations on getting 139 so far. So yeah, you can check your challenges, and you'll see that we have like pretty much everything. So we're missing sword 6. And I can't remember which one it is, but anyways, we've got like, you know, all of them except for 2. So we are going to go grab those. And what we need to do is teleport all the way back down to the Steel Mountain area. And we can head to this one. It's a little bit of a climb up the mountain, but it's not too bad. So just head to this spawn or this Nexus, and I'll see you guys there. All right, everybody. So before we head in, I just want to let you guys know if you need any health items, pop back over to Hernand and buy any items you need, because this is a little mini boss, and it's not super easy, but it's not that difficult either. But if you need to top off on supplies, go ahead and do so. But this quest right here, Veil of Raining Arrows, it only spawns if you haven't liberated the camp. We are not going to be liberating the camp. All we're after is killing that boss and the couple of minions that he has, and then we're going to pick up our Sealed Abyss and get out of there. But if you want all the side missions, this is the way you can get this one. Otherwise, if you liberate it, all of these guys disappear, basically. So I would advise doing this now. That way, before we liberate any sort of camps or anything, you're good to go. But yeah, just head up the mountain. I know it seems like it's going to be a nightmare to get all the way up there, but you can use your Axiom, and it's pretty quick. It only takes about a minute or 2. I did this just to make sure, make sure it was easier to get this way or not. So that's why that mission spawned over there. But yeah, I don't know. It's not too bad. So I'm just going to show a little bit of my path, and then I'll meet you guys at the top of the mountain. So with here, I would just fly across. And then now that you're over the waterfall, there's nothing that can like kill you. So at this point, just start grappling up. See how you can just get up. It's not too bad. And just pick smart areas to grapple. And just keep doing that. And so I will meet you guys at the top of the mountain. Okay, I'm at the top of the mountain here. And just before we run up here, there's a number of enemies. There's like minions, like little guys. There's a couple like troll type enemies. And then there's the boss. It can be a little overwhelming because on top of that, the fort is also raining down arrows the entire time. Now I'm going to show you guys how to go about this to get a little bit ahead and have an advantage. But like I said, if you need to go back to camp and stock up on health, definitely do that. Because once you get about like right here, you're going to start triggering the enemies. And so what we can do is, first of all, use our bow and start chipping away at their health with the minions and stuff. And also if you're like about right here, the arrows stop. And the only other safe place, if you're back here, you're fine. But if you're underneath the bridge, there's like a giant bridge right here, and you can stand under that and you're safe there. But problem is you're in the middle of all the bosses. So personally, I like to just stand back here, do as much damage, and if they all start running at you, you can just kind of backpedal and then come back eventually and keep working on it. So you can just take it slow that way if you're struggling. Also, after killing a number of bandits, you might have a point or 2 in your Abyss points. So if you guys want, you can level up your health or anything that you feel like you might want. If you want to upgrade your bow, you can, since we're using that pretty heavily in this boss. Stuff like that. So just get the resources you need, whether you need more arrows or more health, whatever it is. Prepare for this, and I'll just trust it. Now I'm just going to use like 1 here in health, just because I don't want to like use all 3 and then you guys just not have those Abyss points, because you should have at least like 1 or 2. But if not, it's not the end of the world if you don't have the health points. But just if you can help it, great. But head up here, And feel free to summon your dog. That way, any bandits you kill, he can loot them. I think these are friendlies. Yeah. They're about to run for their lives, though. It's weird. I don't see the boss spawned in. Yeah, it's still active. All right, cool. Oh, there he is. He's spawned in. So now they might start running if you're unlucky. Let's see, we can chip away, and then I'll show you how to run away from them. So, like, at a certain point, they'll kind of chill. And the bigger minions might still follow you. But otherwise, you can kind of just run away. I don't know why he's locked in. He's coming all the way down here? Really? I want to kill the guy with the green helmet, mainly, because I'd rather get him out of the way. But if you want to fight him, just hit him like once or twice, and he doesn't take much when you hit him with the arrows. And then he drops some good items. So like, that's what I'm saying. We can just chip away at him and then kind of come back and keep hunting these guys until eventually you'd kill them all. But headshotting him is kind of wild. There's the boss. Wow, really? Really? I missed all of them? But yeah, there's the arrows. So like I said, if you come back like a little bit, you'll just be out of range. So if you want, chip away at the minions first before you trigger the boss. Let's see, there's his health bar. It's not too bad, actually. And we can just stand back here and hit him with some arrows. And feel free to do this the entire health bar if you guys want. It's not like it's that hard. If you hit him with precision shots in the head, it's even better. But we have like hundreds of arrows and they're very cheap. So if you guys want, you can stock up on arrows and just do it the hard way. Doesn't do too much damage, but it is a cheese if you guys want. I prefer to just fight him normally. So you can see his health is going down a little bit. And then if you just keep doing like cheap shots and then backing off. Also, you could use poison arrows at this point. We should have a few that you've picked up just naturally. Okay, so a little progress update. I just figured out an even cheesier method to deal with this Abyss artifact. If you guys just don't want to fight him, then that's fine. Just kill the minions. That's all you need to really do. And we can come back here once we get a little bit better equipment, since he doesn't take too much damage from what we have right now. So we can save him, actually. And what you can do to get the Abyss artifact is once you've dropped those, like, the minion people, head over here and trigger him and just get up this cliff right here. And just hustle over here and climb up here. And then let him jump up, and then you can just roll away. And then by the time he catches up to us, we can already pick up the artifact. What are we doing? Dude, that camera just absolutely ruined what I was doing. I don't know why he turned around and was like, nah, I'm going to be over here now. Let's try that again, huh? There we go. So the boss will kind of get stuck on that wall. And there we go. So it might take a couple tries, but that's the way to get it without having to actually fight him. I've decided I'm going to come back and do it because it'd be unfair to make everybody do that boss. I thought it was kind of going to have to be now, but yeah, we can cheese it. So we'll just hang out, get leveled up more, and then we'll come back and actually kill him properly later on. But once you're ready to teleport, now we can head to the last Abyss artifact. We have 140 of 141. So let's see if I'm even able to teleport. Yep. All right. So head to this one right here. And I will see you when we get over there. Okay, so now that we're over here, I've marked out just a little path. The only thing we need is the X, and there's a nexus like right next to it. But I just put down a little path. It might help you guys to just have a visual on each island's beginning and end. That way you can kind of work your way to the right spot. So I just put one at each like connecting point here just to give myself a little breadcrumb trail to get to the other side easier. So you might want to do that for yourself as well. But we're going to head to our red marker to begin. And this is a wild area. There's like islands. And it's definitely the coolest one. And I wanted this one to be the last one. Where are you at, Herspia? Get me to the red. Nope. Herspia? I know you're tired. We're going back to camp after this. Just one more abyss. She's died 4 times. She's not in the mood, I think. But honestly, I don't like quitters, Herspia. Okay? We signed up for this game. We're playing the whole thing, Herspia. I need you to lock in. You can't quit at 140 out of 141. So head across this little area. Definitely don't fall off the waterfall. And where I'm at right now is here. So now you just need to make your way kind of across the islands. It's not too bad. If you come in from the south side, it's crazy. You can do it, but our stamina is not leveled up enough to really make that easy. But I tried to do it to see which way would be easier for everybody given our stats at the moment. And this is definitely the easier way, but I was going to work it into our, when we were on the south side of this area, and then I'm like, nah. But it is, in my opinion, the south side of it is the like crazier way to get in here. It just has a crazy visual. There's like pirate ships and there's huge ravines. It's a pretty sick area. Ooh, grilled meat. Yes, I will be taking that. And why not? I'll get some bread. Also, I don't think I called it out, but I summoned Chuck again. I think I maybe mentioned that, but just in case. I would like him by our side to wrap up our journey. Now that we're done with the nonsense, now we get to enjoy just a crazy exploration one. Just don't get sucked off the waterfall. That would be kind of bad. All right, so first stop right here at the Nexus. And I'll show you on the map where I'm at so we don't get lost. So right there. I'm going to remove our markers. So I'm heading to our dark green one now. And we are not doing anything in this area other than getting Nexuses and getting our Abyss. It's not time to play pirates. It's not time to kill anything. Just run. The Sanctum. Just keep it moving. Whoa, 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 whoa. My goodness. Cliff is... Sometimes he just starts running. Yeah, you see how the challenges just be popping up now? So, at the end of this, I'll go over how to kind of prepare to work on those. And that way you're pretty good on that. Because there's a lot of them, obviously. And we've only done like 10 of them, maybe. So maybe not even. So I'll show you guys the best way to like kind of keep it in mind. But it's also good just to be paying attention to the left side. So you can, if you see one that's easy, like that swimming one, like, you know, you could see that 100 meters and then try to get it real quick, you know. So anytime you can be chipping away at that, the better. Okay, so let me get rid of this crap. Okay, so now we're heading to our silver mark. And it might not seem like it, but we are like on a huge island. Right now it's kind of peaceful and it's just nice and relaxing, but this is the good side when you come in on this angle. But when you come in on the north side or the south side, you feel like you're in an Uncharted game. And grab this bow real quick while we're here. Okay. Let me move my markers again. All right, to the green one. That is a Nexus portal. Yeah, this way is so much better. It was fun to try to make it on the south side, so if you like a challenge, feel free to teleport over there and try it. I'll show you guys where you could start if you want, but if you like a challenge and you'd rather do something kind of wild, that's an option. So I'll show you the best place to start for that. I'm the type of person where, like, I love challenges. So if something's more difficult one way, I'll just do it that way. Oh, I'm not able to crawl or climb. Whoa. Oh my goodness. I was not ready for that. Thought I still had some more cliff left. All right, I should be able to axiom up myself up a little bit higher. Nice. Just enough to get to this next ledge. Yeah, with that, if you just spam the wing button, usually you can fly into the cliff instead of falling right back down. And you can also grab onto the cliff as well. I like that feature with your knife where you can just stab the wall. Just do a little wall cling. Oh my gosh, Windows, chill. Windows has been wanting me to update for a good minute now. Okay, I'm trying to show where I'm at, but I've got about 7 trees trying to block my path here. There. Okay, let me figure out if I want to go down. Yeah, all right. There it is. Okay. I couldn't remember if this one was down or up because I didn't get this when I was doing my practice run. Okay, that's that. Now, don't fall off. And ladies and gentlemen, the last Sealed Abyss artifact. 141 of 141. Sword of Trials. And just like that, we have everything. Let's go. So make sure, look through everything. Make sure you've got all of it. So I'll just show you each one in case you don't believe me. You might not believe yourself at this point. I feel like there's so many, you're like, I don't even know. But just go through them all. Make sure you've got every single one. If you're missing one, feel free to reach out, like I was saying in the last chapter, with the comments, or you can DM me on Twitter or Discord, and I will be happy to help you figure out which one you're missing. Because in case you missed it early in the chapter, I was saying a lot of the maps online are just missing like half of them, or they have the wrong locations. So it's kind of tough to track down the exact spots at this point. But that one, by the way, this one is the one that we can't get at this point. So we have 140, my bad. But that one's the one that's in that castle. If you remember, we can't get there yet until chapter 7. So I like to pretend like we got it because we've done everything we're allowed to. So there's a couple in. These are tied to the mini games. This is not part of it. So it's just these. So everything from challenges and changes up to sword. So ignore this category and ignore the very bottom here. Those are all separate things than the sealed abyss. But yeah, that's that. So now we have 140 out of 141. And on the map, if you're wondering which one I'm talking about that we're missing, it's the one up here. There's a huge city. If you remember, it was the red lit city. It's hard to forget it with how many enemies were there. But there's one in that city that we just can't get until chapter 7. So not to worry, though. But now at this point, you have, most of them. And the best advice I can give you is just like pick whatever your favorite sword is. And if you guys want to be chipping away at this, you can't mess this up. You just have to do all of them. And there's a trophy associated with each weapon. So once you've mastered each one, you get a trophy. So basically, if you want, while you're waiting on a chapter, you can like pick the sword, right? And then you can look at the trial and be like, defeat 3 enemies at once with a one-handed sword. That's not hard. So then you could just go to Hernand and find a little group of bandits and then do it. Just stay away from liberating the camps. Don't do that on your own. We need to do that in a certain way. So don't do any of those big camps. But if you want to eliminate the ones that are on the roadside and just be chipping away at challenges, that's a great way to do it. And while you're waiting on chapters and stuff, you can just be picking a weapon and seeing whichever ones you can get. And if something's too difficult, most of them I'm going to show you like the right time to do it. But this way, from this point forward, when we're fighting and doing our main missions and side quests, you'll just be chipping away at those without even realizing it. And then in the meantime, you can be deliberately working on some of the easier ones. And then some of the challenges are associated with specific moments in the game. So there's things like during a certain liberation of a camp, there's towers we can destroy, things like that. So don't feel like you have to get all of them at the moment. I'll be showing you every single challenge as I get it. But I'm just letting you know, if you want to kind of keep yourself busy in between chapters, this is a great way to do that. And just stay away from the liberation camps. And other than that, we can head back to camp with our pockets full of abyss artifacts. And my goodness, has it been a journey. All right, everybody, I have made it back to camp, and Herspia's got her carrot, and she's very excited. And I just want to say before we go, congrats on getting to this point. I know that's a lot to ask to make you guys get all the artifacts. I know it's not easy. Personally, I know I went through a wide array of emotions doing all that, and I'm sure you guys are in a similar boat, from being frustrated to challenged to, excited to explore the world and having some fun that way. But the worst is behind us, guys. We've done it, and now our hard work that we put in for getting all these artifacts is going to pay off tremendously as we move forward in the game. Now that we have a bunch of fast travels, and we can make our exploration a lot simpler by just fast traveling everywhere. So it's a good thing to do. I know it's tough, but congrats on getting to this point. And with that, I will leave you guys with it, and I'll see you guys in Chapter 18.